Imagine for a moment that your mind is a house. It is the place where you live every second of every day. You wake up in it, you wander through its rooms while you work, and you try to find rest in it when the sun goes down. Now, look at the floor of this house. Look at the corners. Is it clean? Is it spacious? Or is it cluttered with piles of debris, old newspapers, broken glass, and dust that does not belong to you? We live in an age of unprecedented noise. From the moment we open our eyes, we are bombarded with information. A notification chimes, demanding our attention. A headline screams about a crisis on the other side of the world. A friend sends a screenshot of a conversation that has nothing to do with us. We feel a compulsion to know, to react, and to share. We treat our minds not as a sanctuary, but as a public dumping ground. We allow anyone with a voice to walk in and leave their trash on our floor. And then we wonder why we feel anxious. We wonder why we are exhausted before the day has even begun. We wonder why we cannot focus on the things that actually matter to us. There is a remedy for this exhaustion, but it requires a kind of discipline that has become rare. It is a discipline of subtraction, not addition. It is an ancient filter, a way of guarding the door to your house. To understand it, we must travel back through the centuries, away from the glow of our screens, to the dusty, sunlit streets of ancient Athens. The philosopher Socrates was known for his wisdom, but he was also known for his silence. He did not speak just to hear his own voice. One day, an acquaintance ran up to him in the marketplace. The man was breathless, his eyes wide with excitement. He looked like a man who was carrying a heavy burden that he was desperate to unload. He grabbed the philosopher by the sleeve and said, "Socrates, do you know what I just heard about your friend?" The man was ready to spill the story. It was juicy. It was shocking. It was the kind of news that spreads like wildfire through dry grass. But Socrates did not lean in. He did not ask, "What is it?" Instead, he held up a hand. He stopped the man in his tracks. "Wait," Socrates said. "Before you tell me anything, I want to pass this information through a test. I call it the test of the 3 sieves." The man looked confused. He was bursting with the need to speak, but the old philosopher stood like a stone wall. "The first sieve," Socrates said, "is the sieve of truth. Have you made absolutely sure that what you are about to tell me is true?" The man hesitated. The excitement faded from his face, replaced by uncertainty. "No," he admitted. "I actually just heard it from someone else. I have not verified it myself." Socrates nodded slowly. "All right, so you do not know if it is true. Let us try the second sieve, the sieve of goodness. Is what you are about to tell me about my friend something good?" The man looked down at his feet. He shifted uncomfortably in the dust. "No," he said quietly. "On the contrary, it is something bad. It is a mistake he made, a flaw in his character." "I see," Socrates said, his voice calm and level. "So you want to tell me something bad about him, but you are not even certain it is true. You may still pass the test, though, because there is one sieve left, the sieve of usefulness. Is this information about my friend going to be useful to me?" The man thought for a moment. He tried to find a reason, a justification, but there was none. "No," he said finally. "Not really. It is just talk." Socrates looked at the man with a gaze that was not angry, but filled with a deep, pitying clarity. "Well," he concluded, "if what you want to tell me is neither true, nor good, nor even useful, why tell it to me at all? Let it be buried in the dirt." The story tells us that the man walked away ashamed. But the point is not to shame the messenger. The point is to realize how often we are that messenger and how often we are the willing recipient. We have forgotten the 3 sieves. In our modern world, the holes in our filters have become too large. We let everything through. Consider your own life in the last 24 hours. How much information did you consume? And of that information, how much of it was actually true? We live in an ecosystem of rumors, clickbait, and edited realities. We see a headline and we react emotionally before we even read the article. We hear a snippet of gossip about a colleague and we accept it as fact because it confirms our biases. We bypass the sieve of truth because the lie is often more entertaining. And what of the sieve of goodness? Look at the comments sections on the internet. Look at the way we speak about public figures or even our neighbors. We often bond with others through shared negativity. We feel a strange, toxic comfort in discussing the failures of others. It makes us feel superior. It distracts us from our own flaws. But this intake of negativity is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It pollutes your own inner world. It stains the floor of your house. Finally, the sieve of usefulness. This is perhaps the most difficult one for us today. We are addicted to useless information. We scroll through images of people we do not know, eating food we will never taste, in places we will never visit. We read arguments between strangers that have no impact on our lives. We fill our brains with mental junk food, content that gives us a quick hit of dopamine but provides no nourishment. It is not useful. It does not help us become better fathers, better workers, better artists, or calmer human beings. It just occupies space. The tragedy is that our capacity for attention is limited. Every useless fact you hoard takes up the space of a useful insight. Every malicious rumor you listen to crowds out a moment of compassion. Every lie you entertain dulls your ability to see the truth. You are filling your beautiful, spacious house with garbage, and then you are standing in the middle of it, wondering why you feel claustrophobic. So, how do we rebuild the sieves? How do we repair the mesh so that we can live with clarity again? It starts with a pause. The next time you feel the urge to speak, or the next time someone comes to you with news, or the next time you reach for your phone to scroll, stop. Visualize the 3 gatekeepers standing at the door of your mind. Ask the first question: is this true? If you do not know, if you cannot verify it, let it go. There is a profound freedom in saying, "I do not know, and I do not need to have an opinion on this." You do not have to be the judge of every event in the universe. Ask the second question: is this good? Does this add value? Does it bring light, or does it simply spread darkness? If you are about to type a sharp comment or share a complaint, ask yourself if it is necessary. Silence is almost always better than unkindness. Ask the third question: is this useful? Will this help me today? Will this help the person I am talking to? If the answer is no, then turn away. You are not missing out. You are opting out. You are choosing to keep your house clean. This practice is not easy. You will feel an itch. You will feel the fear of being out of the loop. You will feel the ego's desire to be the one who knows the secret. But if you persist, you will notice a change. The noise will begin to fade. The dust will settle. You will find that you have more energy because you are not spending it on processing things that do not matter. Your relationships will improve because people will learn that you are not a dumping ground for toxicity. They will bring you their problems, perhaps, but they will not bring you their trash. Imagine that white room again. The floor is swept. The air is cool and still.
There is a single chair and a window looking out onto a quiet garden.
This is your mind when the sieves are working. It is a place where you can actually think. It is a place where you can actually feel. You have the power to close the door. You have the right to say, "I do not need this." In a world that screams for your attention, the most radical thing you can do is to remain silent, to remain focused, and to protect the sanctity of your own peace. Let the useless die. Let the untrue fade. Let the unkind be buried in the silence. What remains will be enough. What remains will be your life reclaimed.